Y'all ready to tackle a project that I had absolutely no intention of making as of 1 hour ago? So if this video is a little more chaotic than normal, that is because, yeah, seriously, I did not plan for this whatsoever. I'm still currently editing last week's video, which is also the last video of 2023, so I was gonna like give myself a little break after I finished that. You know, just like, well, I'm not very good at taking breaks, but I was gonna like maybe take a day or two off. But then Matt texted me yesterday and said, hey, by the way, we're going to a premiere on Friday. I think it's actually Saturday. I think he got the date wrong. Either way, that's 5 to 6 days away from now. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I have stuff to wear. But then I thought that the event was gonna be outdoors. And you know, LA doesn't get that cold. It's not snowing or anything, but the high was like 66 and the low is 46 for that day. So like that's still pretty chilly for hours outdoors. So I had kind of two ideas of outfits that I could wear. I was asking for opinions on Instagram and I was like, well, for one of them, I would need to make like a slightly warmer top to go with my purse pocket pants. And then for the other one, I could just wear this fabulous jumpsuit that I got super cheap at TJ Maxx years ago. It has pockets. And then make like a capey coat kind of thing to wear over it because I don't have any nice formal looking outerwear. My whole plan was, yeah, I'm gonna make something, but it'll be quick. I'm not gonna make a video about it. Easy peasy. This story is getting long. So let's take a quick break for a different story because this video has been sponsored by Babbel, one of the top language learning apps in the world. You may or may not know that my partner Matt is Brazilian, born and raised. And I am lightly ashamed to admit that my attempts to learn his native language, Portuguese, have been unsuccessful and infrequent. And I'd kind of given up, but thankfully I finally gave Babbel a try and y'all, I have hope. Babbel's lessons are designed by actual language teachers and I could see a difference right away. Each segment revolves through reading, writing, speaking, and hearing with plenty of word and phrase repetition, but in different ways so that it really has time to settle into my brain. I also love that they include conversation in the lessons right from the start, so you can immediately start hearing the words you're learning in use and sneakily be hearing other words at the same time. Those are gonna find their way into your subconscious. If you've been thinking about learning a new language or trying desperately to learn a new language and just feeling like you're not making any progress, I highly recommend giving Babbel a try. Click the link in the description below to get 60% off your Babbel subscription and start getting serious about learning a new language today. There's no better time than the beginning of a new year to set a new goal for yourself. Thank you so much to Babbel for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back to that story I was telling, yeah? But then, I had a moment to think about it, because of course I did. You can't allow me to think about things because then I get ideas. Or rather, I remember past ideas that I had. I remembered a dress design that I think I came up with probably a year ago now, and it's just kind of been hanging out in the back of my head. I think I might have sketched it out somewhere. It's like, that's a thing I should make at some point. It's a long dress, it's long sleeved, I've always planned to make it in black, and I was like, actually, this could be a really good time to wear it. Make and wear it. Remainders is not open today. And also, this design requires very specific fabric. I knew that it would. It very specifically needs like a nice quality black stretch material and then stretch mesh. So I just went to Joann and I bought 10 yards of fabric, which is not something that I do very often. I've really only gone to Joann and bought specific fabric for the 2 times that I had to make bridesmaids dresses in specific colors. But like, it's fine. It's more money than I would normally spend on fabric, but it was all still 40% off, so it's a lot less money than if I went out and bought a dress. I got 5 yards of crepe. I didn't know that was what I wanted, but as soon as I looked at it, I was like, ah yes, this is what I wanted. And then 5 yards of stretch mesh, like that. I am lightly concerned now that I might actually need more than 5 yards of the crepe, because here's my plan. I'm gonna use my favorite dress pattern. This one. I was thinking I could just start from scratch and sort of self-draft the entire dress. But one, I really like the raglan sleeves in general, especially when you're going for sort of tight sleeves because it does give you a lot of movement. And I kind of want it to be a princess seam dress because the plan is to split all of those panels that you would normally sew together. So this dress is made out of 6 panels, and put a godet of the mesh in between the 2 panels. And I want to put an insert of mesh in the front. And then those godets of mesh, I want them to come super high up. So the dress is actually see-through in a lot of various areas, and you would wear like black underwear, booty shorts, or leggings, depending on how sexy I'm feeling in the moment, or how warm I want to be. That's about it. Pretty simple design. It will have pockets in it, don't worry. But I might try to do my fold-in pockets that I've done on this dress before. Yeah. Also, y'all, it has gotten crazily windy again. I was sitting in my car in the parking lot, and I don't have a tall car. I have like a normal car, and it was literally like rocking back and forth from being hit by the wind. Winters are weird here. Yeah. Anyway, that was probably a really long intro. Oh, did I tell the end of the story? End of the story is that once I got home, I texted Matt just to confirm, because side note, I have not seen Matt in days. So he had a free moment to text me back, and he was like, oh no, venue's been moved. It's like a normal theater now, so it's indoors. So that's fine. Shall we stop chatting and actually go start making it? I'm a little scared of making it. Also though, I should really eat lunch, so I'm gonna go eat lunch, and then maybe that'll build my confidence, and then we'll start making it. Chaos project, yay! Okay, lunch turned into, I'm just gonna do that tomorrow. Although yes, I am wearing the same thing because I cannot stress enough how comfy this dress is. Y'all, it's gonna be a weird day. The plumber's gonna be here working like pretty much all week. Do you hear that? I got terrible sleep last night because I kept being woken up by the wind. It's insane. We're now on day 5 of Matt not even coming home from work because he's so busy. He's literally just been sleeping there. I keep getting like cold weather headaches every day. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm probably gonna voice over most of this because it's a bit of a weird time. Is our fence about to fall over? No, I think it's fine. Let me go start with some coffee, actually. Yeah, coffee. To be honest, I was uncharacteristically hesitant about cutting out this dress. After the flurry of excitement over it yesterday, at least when it came to buying the fabric, I suddenly became weirdly worried about the whole thing. I think it's partially because it's a design I've had in my head for a long time, partially because I paid a lot more for the fabric than I typically do, so I really want to make sure that it turns out right. But also, anytime I'm making a garment that I actually specifically plan to wear out to an event, which thankfully isn't that often, I tend to be a lot more paranoid about it. As much as I love the clothing that I make and I love wearing them, it's still a little nerve-wracking to know that I'm planning to wear my own design in a sea of people wearing, you know, professionally designed clothing. Hi. I love you. Also, we can't ignore that I'm just in an incredibly weird mood lately, so there is that. But I let myself take my time, go slowly, and be pickier than usual, and I reminded myself that I don't have to wear this. I have other things that I can wear to the event if I don't end up feeling confident in this dress, but I'll never know how I feel in it if I don't start cutting it out, right? So I cut it out, both the worrying and the dress. It's fine, just cut it out. Cutting it out. Then 'twas on to the mesh inserts. I'm gonna mess with the bodice and the sleeve ones later, but for now I just wanted the godets, and I'd like each one to be a quarter circle. Hello. Oh, thank you. so stinky. Y'all, I can't exactly say I recommend working with stretch mesh, particularly in the winter or in large quantities. The static alone is enough to drive you bonkers. I literally had to change because my cozy comfy dress was sticking to the mesh and getting in the way, and whoo baby, you do not want to know how much fur is all over this stuff. I finally switched from trying to pin the layers of fabric together to just weighing it down with my teacup collection, and that proved slightly successful. After having spent like an hour carefully placing all of my pattern pieces on the crepe in various ways so that I could utilize the most of the fabric without running out, yeah, I just started cutting on the mesh. 2 more to go. Only to discover that I could only get 4 quarter circles out of this fabric. So turns out I had plenty of the crepe and not enough of the mesh. I'm gonna pause there and maybe go out later to get some more, although I think I may have bought all that was left, so we'll see how that goes. It's fine. All good though, I was gonna quit for the day after cutting out anyway. So they only had 2 yards of the mesh left because I bought all of the other mesh the day before. Should have just gotten all of it. I was literally thinking when I saw her roll it out, I was like, there's not much left on that bolt the first time. Maybe I should just get the rest of it. I should have. I really needed like 2.5, but luckily, if you cut from the 2 corners, you have more space. So I was able to get my last 2 half circles, quarter circles out of it. So this dress construction should be pretty straightforward and simple up until the point where I'm going to start inserting like the mesh panel here and on the sleeves, which I'll worry about that when I come to it. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same as usual. So I'm just gonna sew the whole dress together, and then I'm gonna cut out where I want the mesh to be and add it in. Something in my head is saying that might not be the best choice and that might cause me problems later, but oh well. Y'all, you wanna know how bad my, I don't know, fear of conflict, distaste for conflict, I guess, is? The plumbers have been working under the house because they're like replacing pipes. So they're yelling at each other to be heard because one is under the house and one is outside the house. And I realized yesterday that I was so on edge because I could hear them yelling at each other. And it doesn't matter that I know the logical reason that they're yelling at each other, and it's not because they're angry and it's not because there's any conflict, but I can hear yelling and my brain goes, good times. This is why I struggle being around loud people. You know, there are people who, I mean, first of all, there are people who just genuinely enjoy like a good debate. I dated one for a while. It did not work out. But there are also people who are just like naturally loud people. They're boisterous and outgoing and everything. And yeah, I have trouble being around them because yes, if somebody's tone sounds angry, that's even worse. But literally like just a raised volume like triggers the part of my brain that is like, oh my God, somebody's upset. And it tends to be very overwhelming. Also, I think I've just been like massively overstimulated in general lately. Like it's so weird, but literally the wind is adding to it because there's just a constant noise these last few days. And then on top of that, the noise of the work that they're doing and the yelling back and forth. And then like even my phone buzzing with notifications adds to it. I feel like this video is largely becoming like, hey, here's all the things I've been struggling with lately. That's okay though, we all struggle sometimes. It's totally normal and it doesn't mean that we're not, generally speaking, happy or grateful for our life and our existence. I imagine probably a lot more of us struggle during the winter because, you know, cold and lack of light really adds to it. But it will all be okay. Sometimes just talking about what's bothering you, talking about what's bothering me is really helpful. So I accept that I am overstimulated lately. I accept it, and I'm gonna sew a dress now. Let's find out if sewing on mesh sucks. It'll be grand. wasn't terrible. Swooshy. Okay, y'all, I'm having so many debates now. I mean, first of all, it's incredible and I'm loving it, and now I'm getting way more excited about this. But okay, here's the thing. The first thing I was debating was, should I top stitch on this dress? Because like in the mesh panels here, if I don't top stitch the seam allowance down towards the non-see-through fabric, then it's gonna kind of flap over and you can see it. On the other hand though, I love me some top stitching, but I just don't think it looks super like it doesn't seem right on evening wear. I did iron all of them. I'll iron them again and try to keep them in that direction. But yeah, I'm leaning away from top stitching, so that decision is slightly being made. But y'all, the sleeves, I kind of don't want to add them now. Hi! Like the whole concept of it needing to be warm, the event is indoors. So if I love the look of it without sleeves, maybe I should just leave it that way? Because I could bind the armholes and then add like a neckband all the way around. So it's, you know, a halter-ish. What do you call this style? Is it a halter? These are all the debates I'm having. I think the biggest one right now is to sleeve or not to sleeve. I just don't think it's a good idea to try to do something and then seam rip it off and try to do something else. I think I kind of need to make a decision and stick with that decision. Also, I think I should just go ahead and put it on and try to like pin it to my sports bra and get an idea of what it looks like on me, because that can make a big difference. So let me do that. Oh my God, you guys. Oh, big paws. You're such a big boy, thank you. I'm so happy with this. I think this answered the question of the sleeves, because I just think adding the sleeves to it is a totally different look and will kind of make it a little less evening wear, which, like, granted, I'm supposed to be making cocktail wear, but psh, I do what I want. The mesh gores go up to like the perfect place. I do love the smooth, clean front. Like black always just looks so good, but I think I do want to commit to my original idea of the mesh insert. But yeah, having tried it on now, I think I should go without the sleeves, which is a totally new thing for this dress pattern. I have not yet tried to do this with the top of it. I think I should put it on. There is a dog in our backyard. I need to go take care of that apparently. It's not our dog. After returning my neighbor's dog to them, I put the dress on inside out and adjusted all of those bodice seams so that it shall be snatched. Not easy to do on yourself without getting stabbed. Got those sewn, and then I tried it on again to check the alteration and mark where I want that front mesh panel to go. Then there was lots of measuring and pinning and cutting of mesh and staring into space and staring at my phone and generally procrastination of cutting out a chunk of this lovely dress that I am so enjoying. Yeah. I am really, genuinely afraid to cut out this front section. It feels so permanent if it's wrong or I don't like it. But actually it's not. That's what I need to remind myself. I bought out all of the mesh, but they had tons of crepe left at the store. So you know what? If this turns out bad and I don't like it, I can literally seam rip out the entire front panel, go get some more fabric, cut out a new one, sew it in, and I'm back to what I had before. So it'll be fine. Yeah? Yeah. Let's cut a hole in the thing that I like. Yay! It'll be fine. What's up, bud? Redonkulous. Yeah! Oh, goodness. Hi. Oh, big paws. Big paws. So it's going great. But here's what I've run into. Bit of an issue, not really an issue, just I don't know how to do it. So the last thing this dress needs really, besides some very good ironing, is the band around the neck. But I can't figure out how to enclose this and this, but also enclose the band itself on the sides here where it's not attached to anything, and make sure that it'll still stretch, because it has to be able to stretch over my head for me to get the dress on. My brain is puzzled. I've been thinking about it for a while now. Like, I already don't know if I should just do like a strip of fabric cut on the bias like I did for the armholes here. That would stretch around my head just fine, but would it look weird? So do I need to make an actual shaped circular kind of yoke to go there? Maybe, but either way, I still don't know how to fully enclose everything. Okay, my brain is going in circles, but it's already getting late. Actually, it's probably not getting late, it's just getting dark because winter! So I'm gonna leave it for now and give myself all night long to think about this problem. There's always a solution. But I'm super, super happy with this, y'all. The swoosh! The pockets. Yay! After much thought and some not very helpful tutorials on totally different neckline styles, I decided the best option was to make a circular neck piece that would open in the back so that it doesn't have to stretch over my head, and I can then add straight stitch top stitching to attach it all. Wish me luck, we're gonna go so slow. And yes, this is how close to the machine I had to stick my face to get my top stitching right up next to the edge. The black fabric on black fabric was just blinding me. All right, so that basically worked. It took me like the same amount of time just to make and add on this neckband as it did to basically make the entire rest of the dress. This was so persnickety, and it is definitely still not like the best, especially on the inside, but thank God it's black. You can't see any of the details. So I just have to cut off the hem. I don't think I'm gonna hem it though. These are the materials that you can just cut off and leave, and I think that would be better to just leave them raw on the edges so that there's no noticeable stitching there, so there's no extra weight on the hem. Why not, right? Who's making the rules? No one! I might also go ahead and play around because I had already cut out the sleeves and I just have them here and I have some extra material. I might go ahead and play around with like making some sort of like jacket bolero sort of thing out of that. I don't know if I'll wear it. I don't know if I'll use it. I don't know if it'll even work. I'm not gonna film it. But yeah, I might do that. Anyway, let's see the final product, yeah? Oh, but first I am gonna have to like sticky roll this entire dress. It is so covered in puppy fur. This material is staticky, y'all. Well, that went well. I mean, the dress was definitely a success. I felt elegant, but sexy, but best of all, I was comfortable all night long, like so comfortable. Other than outside where, yes, I was cold, but I wore like a shawl thing. It was fine. But y'all, 'twas a bit of a whirlwind. Matt ended up working straight through the night before. So he got home at like 10 in the morning and I was like, we need to go get you a suit, because the only one he has is the suit that he wore on the day we got married, and I'm pretty sure we have never dry cleaned it, so it's not necessarily in the best shape. So at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, we were out buying a suit. He still hadn't slept. The lovely salesperson managed to get the alteration department to agree to do the alterations on the suit in like 2 hours so that we could still leave on time, which thank God, because tailoring is not something I want to mess with at this point. But yeah, I took Matt back home so he could take a nap while I like quickly did my hair and makeup, and then I was gonna go pick up his suit. So I woke him up and was like, get up, take a shower, and when I get home, you'll just put on the suit and we'll leave. Yes. I got back home and he was exactly where I left him, snoring. Poor guy, so tired. So we were a little later than we intended to be, but luckily these things all appear to start late, so it was all fine. But I was intending to do my whole like final product photos and filming where that whirlwind ended up being, so I ended up only getting like a short amount of footage, and the lighting was terrible because I didn't check it or anything. So all that to say, whatever you just saw, I'm about to go film right now because it didn't work out on the day. Anyway though, here's the one picture we took. Yay, great times, all delightful. I am so pleased with this 12th version of my favorite McCall's pattern, my only favorite pattern. This was not the 12th version of this dress that I planned. I had one on the schedule, like I'm gonna do that in a few weeks. And then this one just came out of the blue, so. All good though, the other one is still on my list, so be on the lookout for that. We will be revisiting this pattern soon. The next rendition is even more dramatic. But you know, I think my biggest takeaway from this project is like, look how much being creative and making something can lift your spirits, alter your mood, make you feel better. I mean, yeah, it helped that like Matt eventually came home from work and the wind stopped being insane and my headache went away. All of that helped, but my mood shifted before any of that happened. My mood shifted when I started making the dress and I saw that it was looking good, and like, y'all, creativity is such a blessing and such an incredible thing. I'm just constantly reminded of it. I am so glad that creativity is a thing we all have, because I believe we all have it. I believe every single human being is creative in some way. Anyway, so yeah, if you're ever like feeling real weird, just your moods being weird. I'm not a therapist, you probably shouldn't listen to me, but I'm just gonna lightly suggest, have you tried being creative or making a thing? I don't know, worth a shot, can't hurt anything. And on that note, I'm gonna go redo my hair and makeup and do all that filming that you just saw. Okay, bye! Don't forget to check out Babbel by clicking the link in the description, where you can get 60% off your subscription and start learning a new language today. How are we doing this? Why am I so far away? Because they're creeping on the neighbors. What you up to? Yeah.